Hello everyone, my name is Griffin and we are back with another reaction video. We are reacting to another Brett Cooper video. This one is called Not Every Man is Obsessed with You. So I have no idea what this one's about, so let's just check it out, shall we?
Welcome back to the comment section. I'm Brett Cooper. So a couple of weeks ago, I covered yet another story of a gym influencer who was recording people without their consent, not just by accident, like they happened to be in the background of one of her lifting videos, but with the express intent of ridiculing said person in the video. And if you guys follow Joey Swole, you know I love him, he's fantastic. You know that people at gyms, specifically girls who wear skimpy outfits and want attention, do this all the time with men in the background of their videos who they want to label as creepy or leering, to then get extra attention. And now this behavior has made its way outside of the gym, and I'm sure nobody is surprised, but it is just as obnoxious. Before we dive into this story though, make sure that you like—
I get that some people want to record their journey for when they're you know, exercising, getting fit, losing weight, gaining muscle, you know, all this sort of stuff. I find that completely fine. You want to show your journey, all that, hopefully inspire some people to do the same. But I don't understand the people who do this just so they can try and get other people in trouble for shit that they haven't done, just so that they can get attention. I'm sorry, but if you do that, you should no longer be allowed in that gym. You really shouldn't. That is scummy behavior, and you're just a little shit for doing it. I'm sorry, but you've lost respect and trust if you do that shit. So anyone who does that, you can just fuck off.
Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss one of our episodes. And I'm sure you know this by now, but we are officially on Spotify. We are climbing in the charts. We are currently #2, just behind Joe Rogan. I don't know if we could top Joe Rogan. I think that's literally impossible, but if you want to help us try, go follow the show, go rate it, hit that notification bell over there on Spotify as well. It's a great way.
I don't know if there's anybody that can really top Joe Rogan when it comes to the podcast stuff on Spotify. He's been doing it for a long time.
To watch the show while you're on your commute if you can't be on your computer or on YouTube. All right, so I started seeing this video go around X yesterday for very, very good reason, because this streamer's behavior is completely reprehensible. So the context is, this girl was at a self-checkout register. I think she was at Whole Foods, I'm pretty sure, and she was filming herself checking out her groceries. I don't know why one would film themselves checking out their groceries, but whatever. And there was an older man behind her. And when she went back and edited the video and was trying to get ready to post it, she decided to make the entire video about him and everything that he did wrong. Just watch.
Oh, I've seen this video pop up a few times on both TikTok and Twitter, and I've just scrolled past it because it's like immediately I knew this kind of person just tried to record somebody behind them, and it's just I didn't want to deal with it. I just thought it was fucking stupid.
So she's saying look counter, how many times this old man has looked at her. Also, this streamer, she streams her entire day, so she just brings her camera, films everything, and puts it on Twitch. God forbid he...
You know, sometimes I do look over at people, but I look over at them thinking, it's like, okay, are they almost done? Are they done yet? Because, you know, sometimes some people at these checkout counters do take a while. So there are people who do look over, because basically they're saying they're looking over to think, okay, is this person almost done? Is this person done yet? They're taking a while. It's just sometimes people look over because that's what they're thinking. They're hoping you can move along so they can get on with their day. Because some people do take a while at these self-checkout stuff.
Just looked again. Like, what is she doing? Is she just standing there extra long?
That's what you guys are, just a couple of meat bags.
Like, is she staying there for an even more extended period of time just to get more of his reactions? I don't know. Like, it's weird. Anyway, Malcolm Flex first posted this, and he said he is literally waiting on people to hurry up so that he can check out with his food. Holding up a checkout line to make a TikTok should be a criminal offense. We really need to just crack down on all of this, because as we're about to talk about it, as you guys are about to see, it has truly gotten out of hand. But back to the point, back to this man. He literally did nothing wrong. Nothing. Like, have you ever been in a self-checkout line at Whole Foods
The other thing is, I mean, she is a pretty girl. I don't really see a problem with people looking over to appreciate someone's beauty, or if they're pretty, just, hey, look, it's a pretty girl. I don't see why there are so many people who have such a problem with it. I get that, if they're leering at you for minutes on end, then yeah, it's a bit much. But he wasn't just staring her down. He was glancing over and over again to see, maybe he thought she was pretty, but mostly probably because he was looking over to think, okay, is she gonna be done yet? She's taken a while. Because she was taking a while at that checkout. And I think she was kind of purposely doing it just to get the guy in the video. I mean, he wasn't being creepy or anything. He's just wanting to check out and get on with his day.
Any self-checkout line, like, it is chaotic and it is confusing. Cashiers are running around trying to help people because you accidentally put 8 apples in instead of 6. You can't tell which registers are open because half the time it's only like 3 of them, and then there's a bunch of ones that you can't log on to. You're simultaneously watching all of them to know when somebody's finished. Like, you are scanning the area. That is what you do. That is what we all do on a daily basis. I promise you, that is what that old man was doing. He was not leering at you. And if he was paying you any special attention, it is because he's an older man who is not used to people streaming and filming themselves in the self-checkout line. Because, wow, actually, for a lot of people, that's very weird. And that's not normal. Maybe other people in your world are numb to that, but I guarantee
I do think it's kind of stupid that there are people. I mean, I get if you want to do, IRL streams of your everyday life, I don't really have a problem with it. But if you're going into a public place where you're checking out things and, trying to keep things moving along, don't hold up a line just so you can stream yourself. It's a bit rude to the people behind you who are waiting to just, get through the line and get on with their life. So I get that you want to stream your life, but don't be rude and hold up other people just so you could stream.
he's not. And it is not illegal or wrong for his eyes to scan over you and your general direction and notice what you are doing, especially if it is out of the ordinary. That is just something that humans do.
God, seeing that Terminator clip just makes me feel old. Now, for those who don't know, that was from Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
We notice things that are not normal.
Notice me, senpai. Notice me.
What the fuck was that? Notice me, senpai. Notice me. What the fuck was that?
Oh my God, get a grip. Somebody commented and said, this is what's going on in his mind. Is she still paying? Looks like she's just standing there. I wonder if she's on drugs. Because why else would you bring a camera into Whole Foods to film yourselves in the self-checkout line? Somebody else said she has a camera out recording him while he waits in line and he's the bad guy. SMH, I hope she is banned from that store. Another guy said main character syndrome is getting out of hand. Very true. And if you don't know what he means by that,
that's the Japanese also call that middle school syndrome, where you believe you're like this sort of main character in this entire world, or you're this some sort of dark character, something like that. It's known as middle school syndrome.
There's this whole thing on social media where people are like, I'm the main character of my life. Like, everything revolves around me. I'm the main character. And obviously, we are all the main characters in our own lives. That's just how life works. But that does not mean that we are the main characters in everybody else's lives and that they have to bend to our whims. That is absurd. Somebody else commented and said, it's 2024. Of course this woman makes a video suggesting that she doesn't like the attention and then posts the video to social media in order to get attention. Literally doesn't make sense whatsoever. Somebody else said, look at me, look at me. Now don't look at me, don't look at me, look at me, look at me. The irony of her caring who looks at her based on the way they look is utterly breathtaking. Also, I don't know this for a fact, but you can go look at her Twitch. It seems like she posts a lot of things for attention, specifically for the male gaze. You can go look and you can figure that out yourself.
That is one thing with a lot of these I will say influencers, female influencers. They get so upset about being leered at or looked at or fantasized about. And yet you go on their social media pages and they're doing all the shit for the male gaze. It's like, do you realize the irony in your stupidity? If you don't want to be looked or leered at, Don't do shit that gets you looked and leered at. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to draw attention to yourself out in public, don't wear such revealing fucking clothing, because if you do that, yeah, you're going to get a lot of attention, whether you like it or not. And the same thing for on social media. If you don't want that much attention, don't do lewd shit that gets so much of fucking attention. This stuff is not hard to think about. It is very logical and common sense. And yet people complain about getting looked at, getting thought of as a piece of meat, and yet you're going around giving people the idea that you are just that.
Basically what I'm saying is that it doesn't seem like she really just hates all attention. And we can bring all of this back to the female influencers at the gym that Joey Swole is always talking about, who make videos just like this. You know, they go to the gym, a public place, in the skimpiest outfits. They wear little bandeaus, they wear those tiny little biker shorts with the butt all scrunched up, where literally everything is hanging out. And I'm sorry, but people are going to look at that. I'm a straight, married woman. I'm going to look at that because it is obviously a cry for attention and is absurd, and I'm worried about the fact that your cheek is hanging out of your shorts. Like, maybe it's just me, but I genuinely do not know how you can comfortably go out in public like that. Like, I would literally want to die. Which, thankfully, I use Policy Genius and got good life insurance, so Alex will be fine if I ever get embarrassed so badly that I just die. Anyway,
Her poor husband.
Now, a lot of life is unpredictable, but a good life insurance plan gives your family a financial safety net to protect against Cooper, and hopefully I'll never die of embarrassment, but you know what? You never know. And it's all so ironic, because these feminist women will screech all the time about not wanting to be seen as sexual objects. You know, don't look at me that way. And then they go out in public dressed like that. Like, give us all a break. You are not wearing that because it is comfortable. I guarantee your almost falling out as you are doing a bench press does not make your workout better. But you know what it does? It gets you attention. So either confidently soak up the attention that you so obviously want and don't shame normal people for noticing that you're doing something out of the ordinary, or just wear some damn normal clothing and put your cameras away. It really isn't that complicated. You don't have to dress like a pilgrim. Just literally be normal. That is what we are asking. Anyway, rant over, back to the point. Just
yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. These people do all this stuff for attention, and then they complain about the attention. What is your reasoning and logic behind your actions then? You're obviously doing this and dressing this way just to get the attention of the male gaze, and then you go right around and complain about being seen like that from the male gaze. So you either dress in less revealing clothing and you go about your day, or you dress in that revealing clothing and you accept the attention that you so obviously want. You little attention whore.
in general, we have gotten way too comfortable filming people out in public for our own selfish gain. People who have not posted themselves online, who are not inserting themselves into any kind of online discourse, people who are just going about their daily lives off of the internet. And every day this becomes more and more of a topical discussion. Just last month, Vox released this report titled, "Is it ever okay to film strangers in public?" And other outlets have posted similar pleas to the
It is okay. It's not against the law. It may be a bit rude to do it without people's consent, but it's you can't really get in trouble for it. So, as rude as it is to do without the person's approval, in certain situations, it is okay to do so, whether people like it or not.
public to stop this non-consensual voyeurism, which is the term for all of this now. This is from The Guardian, why it's time to stop filming strangers in public for social media thrills. Another one, please don't film me in 2023. Unsuspecting people can get pulled into TikTok content without even knowing it. Can we leave that behind in 2022? And while not all of this is done with the express intent to embarrass or ridicule other people, it usually is very self-centered and done to bolster the main character's ego, like this, in my opinion.
Bruh.
Like, Like, at least she's not zooming in on them and going creep. Like, she obviously wants the attention, which is better than a lot of people. But that is so self-centered. Like, oh, I'm gonna put on a pretty dress. Let's go see how everybody thinks I'm so gorgeous. I guarantee some of those people were not looking at you or talking about you. They just happened to be looking down or in your general direction and were holding a conversation. And also, I doubt they wanted to be featured in your video with millions upon millions of views. Somebody commented and said, narcissism in a video, yes. And what is even more narcissistic is the idea that other people just going about their daily lives is getting in the way of your video and your content, and the idea that they are somehow in the wrong, like this chick. So this is the end result when she finally got the video she wanted.
Taking an aesthetic video in London Underground. I can't stand people like this. I really can't stand people like this. They get so upset. You're filming in an obvious public place where people are going about the day and walking back and forth. And you expect them to just see that you're taking a video and go, oh, I better not walk across that. I'll walk around it. No. Most of the people don't give two shits what the fuck you're doing, and they're just going to go about their day not caring. Because it doesn't affect their lives, they're going to go do what they want. If you want to get a nice shot, do it either in a time where there's almost nobody around, or just don't do it in a public place. It's as easy as that. All these narcissists need to just fuck off. They're a headache and a half to deal with.
I honestly am impressed with the confidence, because if I have to go out and take photos anywhere, even if it's with like one of our professional photographers and I have to go out and take promo pics for something, I am covered in embarrassment. I'm like, oh my God, don't look at me. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna move out of the way. Oh, I just don't want to, whatever. Like, I remember I did some photos for my merch with a mirror, and they wanted like paparazzi style photos. And so we were walking across the street in 12 South, which is a neighborhood in Nashville. Oh my God, I was so uncomfortable. I felt so bad. I was like, I just can't, like, wait until everybody's gone. How do you get to this point? I genuinely do not understand, where you feel like you are so important that people just trying to get onto the tube is somehow infringing upon your filming rights. Get a grip. Like, I have no words. Somebody commented and said, where do you want them to walk through? The tracks? Probably. Another person said, how dare the public use the public transportation in public? But still, those videos aren't even the worst
How dare the public?
examples of all of this. And it really is serious, considering that
The
so
public
much of
be
this
publicing.
content is actually done at the expense of the person who is just trying to live their life. Like, at least in that video, you couldn't see who the people are. But this Target employee wasn't as lucky.
So a couple of months ago, I was at work doing my job, giving out excellent customer service per meet, and this girl walks up and she's telling me she's a speaker, but the way she's talking is very, like, it's different. She's being very inappropriate with me. She's talking like this, and it just makes me uncomfortable. But I'm like, let me just try to do my job, whatever. And then as I'm trying to help her with the speaker, I don't know if you can hear in the thing, but I was telling her we could look at reviews online. She bends down to point at something, and her bottom of her dress is cut, and I just see her entire. Keep in mind, side note, I am gay. I am gay, wrong tree in the wrong neighborhood. Months later, around Christmas, guy comes to my job. You look familiar. And I'm thinking, oh, it's probably because I worked at 2 other locations in 3 years. No. She put this on.
It is absurd. I mean, not only was he filmed without his consent, but it was sexual in nature and in promotion of her only. It was put on.
The poor guy was just put on blast. I feel bad for the poor guy.
Her only. Like, that is reputation ruining. And he did nothing to insert himself into that narrative whatsoever. Just like the man at Whole Foods or any of the men at gyms just trying to get on with their workouts without having to see an Instagram thought shake their tits in a video. It is beyond time to bring back privacy and decency and just basic self-respect. That is the bare minimum that we should be doing as a society.
It would be nice if gyms in general, I mean, they should, most gyms, honestly, to prevent this, should just put a rule in saying you cannot film yourself in here. The only thing you're allowed to use your phone for is music and texting, that sort of. It's like the only thing you can't use your phone for is, filming yourself or something. So, I mean, I'd be fine with most gyms doing that, because at this point it's getting really out of hand. for a lot of people, because there are a lot of guys in gyms who are genuinely just trying to get a workout in, and they just, you know, glance over and look around, and there are these insta thoughts doing a workout, filming themselves, and they see this guy in the background just glance over, and he gets the fucking third degree for something he, you know, she thinks he did that he didn't do. It's so fucking dumb. But that was Brett Cooper's video for Not Every Man is Obsessed with You. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. If you did enjoy, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.